This is the reason that last year, around this, actually a little bit more than last year, we're gonna be going on year 2 soon, but this is the reason why over a year ago I decided to leave Tanzania for Mauritius, Africa. It really comes down to one core reason, this one thing, okay? But if you're watching this channel, you're watching Journey with us. Shalom, shalom, welcome to the channel. We are a digital nomad, serial entrepreneur family that travels Southeastern Africa. We currently reside in Mauritius and are thinking about making it our long-term home in Africa. And you're gonna understand why in this video. So back to why we left Tanzania. We are a large family and my youngest child at that time was about 7 months. Let's see, she was born in August, September, October, November, December, January. She was 5 months when she took her first flight to Mauritius, Africa, okay? Baby girl was 5 months old. But the core reason that we decided to choose Mauritius over Tanzania, and it was a hard decision to come to because we had such a great network of local Tanzanians. We had a great network of lawyers and still have a great network of people who help us with our family and our business, contacts all over from Tanga to Dar es Salaam, like all over the Swahili coast. And that was one of the things that we really loved about Tanzania is the actual people. That's like the top thing there. The actual local people, the people that you meet are unforgettable and they're lifelong relationships, like literally. But this one reason is why we left. And it comes down to residence, you know. We started looking into Mauritius after watching our previous videos. Yes, sometimes I watch my own videos because there's a lot of good content in my videos and I'm very inspirational if I do say so myself. So we watched one of our old videos and one of the countries we said that was visa-free for African Americans was Mauritius. So we're like, okay, that can give us some leverage. Being visa-free, you can come on arrival for 3 to 6 months and get a free visa, meaning you enter the country, you don't need a previous visa. You don't need to pay for a visa. You don't need to pay $100 per person in your family, $150, whatever the cost is in whatever African country you're interested in. Mauritius, you can go visa free. And so it was like, okay, this is wise. This is a good move. Then we started looking on the Mauritius Economic Development Bank website and seeing the residence options they had available. Ma'am, sir. It's like, is this paradise? It's like y'all making it so easy, okay? And so initially it was like, okay, we need somewhere that's gonna be better for long-term residence, long-term stability for our very large family, okay? We need something that is also safe. That's like top. So residence, safety, and anti-corruption are like our top things when we think about being in Africa for 10 to 15, 20 years and doing things differently, really coming from the perspective. And the best way that I can articulate this to you is a scripture in the Bible where it says the righteous are blessed to the 10th generation and the Most High blesses thousands of generations of those who love him and keep his commandments. And so we began to put on this mindset of it's not just enough or wise to go to Africa just for the look, just for safari culture because a certain country seems popular or because it's just the first place you ended up and you know a lot of people there. That's not necessarily a decision maker for us. For us, the real decision maker comes down to long-term stability because we have a goal of living in Africa forever. And so to live in Africa forever without, you know, having to go to the States, do this, jump through this hoop, jump through the bureaucracy and the little fires that you'll find in countries that deal heavily with corruption in Africa. If you don't want to deal with that stuff, you're going to have to choose a country that's on the least corrupt African country list. Now, I want to give a big shout out right now to 2 countries, Mauritius and Seychelles, because I saw an article from Business Insider Africa. And they said Mauritius and Seychelles, among like Namibia, South Africa, I believe Rwanda was on the list as well, are the top least stressed countries in Africa. Yes, you see the smile on my face, you see this pool in my background. Let me tell you, my stress level is non-existent, okay? And so when we really settled here, we're able to get our residence as digital nomads, started to see the housing. what really makes us stay here indefinitely and like, okay, this is somewhere where you invest big money and you know it's going to be safe, you know it's going to be hedged, you know your children are going to be able to still retain that wealth, and you can still stimulate the economy, support local businesses, and still live an African life. To be quite honest, you can still live the good life choosing a country like this. And so we started to look at real estate and property. Subscribe to Members Only if you want to see the properties we were looking at. Members Only is 83 people, 58 plus videos that document our journey from Tanzania to Mauritius, okay? Subscribe to Members Only. But we started looking at property prices, and I was just doing some more looking today. You know, when you want to purchase a house, you really take your time. You don't rush into anything when you're dealing with land and house purchases. You take your time. When you rush into something, you're going to be frustrated and filled with regret. And so like really taking our time to see, okay, what's going to be the best investment property? And so we realized here and learned from some of the real estate agents and realtor firms that they have here, Mauritius has zero property tax, zero capital gains tax, zero tax when you transfer your house or your property to your children or even on a sale, okay? And so it's like, this is huge. This is enormous. This is like sustainable living truly. Living where you can make currency in a diversified country, where you're around people of all different cultures, all throughout Africa. We've met people here from Cameroon, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Obviously, you're going to meet people from Mauritius and Mauritius. Madagascar is next door. People come here from Singapore. People come here from Europe. People come here from Dubai. People come here from India. People come here from Australia. And so when you're thinking about a global perspective and all of the geopolitics that are happening right now, that's something that we think about heavily. And that's one of the strategies that we use to hedge our lifestyle and hedge what will be our children's investments and all of those things. When we think about that, it's like, okay, this is like an ideal place so that even when the dollar sees some resistance and sees some maybe fluctuations, because it's not just going to disappear. Newsflash, I don't know who thought that. I don't know who told you that, but the dollar is still going to be a thing. If you look at Greece, Greece still has their dollar. It's not the strongest currency in the world, but it still exists. Egyptian, they still have their dollar, whatever they call their, I don't know if they call it an Egyptian dinar. I don't know what it's called, but it's still actually functional. People buy things in Egyptian currency. And so the dollar is not just going to disappear off the face of the earth. So when we take that mindset into consideration, it gives you the ability to merge stably into a long-term African country. Now, I absolutely love the culture of Tanzania. I love the people of Tanzania. I love the fabric. I love the food, okay? And so it's definitely somewhere that we will potentially vacation to a few times, you know, in the next few years. But for right now, for us, Mauritius is more than enough, especially because we have young children. My youngest child is now about 18 months old, maybe about 20 months old, okay? And so she has stability, she has peace, she has safety. It's not all of these hoops and hurdles, because what people don't realize when you're dealing with somewhere like maybe Gabon, you know, you have these issues in East Africa a lot, like in Kenya, Tanzania, Congo. When you're dealing with these places that have big issues with corruption and bribery, it really does drag the soul down. It really does cause a heavy burden. And although, you know, you can still prosper and, you know, deal with it, and, you know, the grace of the Most High will still be with you and all these things, but it's like, is that your best life really? We left Columbus, Ohio to live our best life back in 2020, and so that's fully what we intend on doing for like the duration of our years on this planet that the Most High graces us with. And so that is the main reason that we left Tanzania, but still have property, still have our network, still have people there, because at the end of the day, Tanzania is a gorgeous country. My favorite area of Tanzania is the Tanga region, to be quite honest. A lot of people love Dar es Salaam, but my favorite place, my favorite region is the Tanga region. Shout out to Magroto, to the Isusambara Mountains. I absolutely love the villagers and the people there, but I don't know when I'll be seeing them again. I'm not sure when. It may not be that soon, and it definitely won't be me living there for like full time, you know, full-time, our home is Mauritius, you know. And if you're traveling Africa and you're like, I don't know which country to choose, just think about long-term stability. A lot of people leave Africa because they don't know how to make long-term stable decisions. They make decisions based off maybe like the cheapest place you can find, the cost of living, the, you know, the way the drums sound, the way the safari, the lions, you know, they on the safari, they chilling, making those decisions based off of vibe. And it's like, but when you have a large family, when you have businesses, when you have parents, I have one living parent, okay? When you have a parent that's getting older and you're also thinking like, okay, retirement, like senior living facilities, like what's available and what you have access to, then you think Mauritius. You may think Seychelles. You may also think South Africa or Namibia, since they all hit the lists of the least stressful countries in Africa. But hopefully this video taught you something and will help you make your decision moving forward so that you can live your dream life in Africa, because ma'am, sir, it's possible. We've been doing it for 5 years by the favor of the Most High. Shalom, shalom. Be blessed, be diligent, don't give up, and live your best life. This is Africa, okay? Live your best life. Shalom, shalom.